Hello, my friends, and welcome to another very special episode of the ASMR podcast. Tonight, we have a very special guest from the Muppet community joining us here at the studio. You may know him from his many tracks such as It's Not Easy Being Green or Rainbow Connection, or perhaps from his many tabloid headlines with Miss Piggy. But regardless, he is arguably the most famous amphibian in the whole wide world and a key member of the Muppet Show. It's Kermit the Frog.
Oh, wow. Gee, Cosmo. You're really too kind. Hi-ho, everybody. It's me, Kermit the Frog. I just have to say, it's absolutely wonderful of you to, have me on your show.
My pleasure. I'm a huge fan of your work. You are honestly the frog that inspired me to create my own, channel and, puppet community. Now, you've seen so much success in the span of your career, but, I know that none of that comes easily. So, how has it affected your daily life and, maybe even your mental stability?
Gee, thanks, Cosmo. I'm just so thrilled with everything we're doing here at the Muppet Studios, and, yeah, it's been a tough climb to the top, but, heck, man, we stay on the grind like 24/7. I really, just feel so blessed with all we've accomplished here, and, I couldn't have done it without my amazing crew at the studio. I'm so lucky to have so many amazing people in my life, but, yeah, I mean, I deal with my fair share of mental health struggles, just, like everyone else. But what works best for me is, keeping up a good routine and staying true to myself, and to, the important people in my life.
Sounds like you've really managed to figure it all out. I will say, though, it seems like the Hollywood life has done a bit of a number on your, well, physique over the years. Was that some sort of accident, or...?
Yeah, I've been trying a new look. Miss Piggy just had to have her Botox, so I said, well, heck, why not try a new look for myself? And, I mean, I'm confident in my appearance, but sometimes it's just fun to switch things up a little, you know?
Oh, I hear that. Sometimes I go for the balding dad look, just to try something new. But I'm curious, what skin routine do you use to get that, specific look you got going on there?
Oh yeah, the classic dad look. Well, for me, I start my day with a little, asbestos and weed killer, really. It puts my skin in that, help me. I'm suffering. Please. This is torture kind of look, you know?
Right. So, why don't we switch gears and ask you some of the usual questions we ask here on this show, shall we? Firstly, do you experience ASMR? And if so, what is the earliest memory of you, experiencing it that you can remember?
Oh, for sure. Well, see, now that's the interesting question, isn't it? What is an experience, really? Zorgoff the Wise once said that an experience is meaningless, and that once a person or persons who perceive it no longer exist, the experience might as well have never happened in the first place. This brings us to what I call the Beaver theory. It all starts with the idea that if a beaver, of which I know many, ate through a tree in the woods, and then the tree fell on top of him, killing him instantly, and no living creature with the intelligence to perceive this as an experience ever found his remains, did the tree ever fall? Did it ever really happen? Did he ever truly exist?
I think there might be a few holes in that theory.
Now that's another interesting concept. Holes. If a hole is made by a beaver, and then it gets covered up, did that hole ever really exist if the beaver is buried underneath 10 tons of dirt and stone that I buried it in using an excavator I borrowed from my cousin? if nobody knows that hole or beaver ever existed? And therefore, did it ever exist at all? Take this nuclear missile I have here. 1 minute it wasn't here, and the next, here it is. But therefore, did it exist before? Does it exist now? If I throw it on the ground and we all disappear, will it ever have existed? Will we have ever existed?
So, what's it like living with Miss Piggy? We've all seen the tabloids, of course, but she seems to come off as a bit controlling and maybe even a bit physically aggressive at times. Is that challenging? And if so, in what ways?
Oh, she's great, really. I often compare the challenges of our relationship to beavers. See, I have this little thing I came up with a few years ago called the eager beaver theory. And that really sums up the relationship pretty well. See, it's based on the idea that beavers are incredibly eager to work all the time. They're constantly building dams and chopping wood. And Miss Piggy is sort of like the beaver in this relationship. And I'm sort of, well, the river. Yeah. And she's blocking up me with trees she's possibly taking from the nearby forest. Blocking me up and keeping me safe in her embrace. Never letting me leave. Never letting me experience anything but her sweet, sweet stick and trees. Never letting me flow. Pooling up. Almost to bursting. Like, what would happen if that dam broke? That's why she keeps building. And building and building to keep the water from breaking and destroying everything in its path.
Sounds like, well, sounds like you guys got a, good system, worked out then. Well, I think we're almost out of time, so maybe, we should wrap things up. But is there one more topic you'd like to touch on before we leave here today?
Oh, for sure we do, for sure we do. Actually, there is. It's a theory I've been cooking up over the past few months called the wet beaver theory. And I think it could really change the way people live their lives. See, I documented and experimented a few years back detailing some tests I ran on the local beaver population, and found that apparently beavers excrete an oily liquid into their fur that keeps their skin dry, and I thought, if I were to take that literal use of the oils and think about it in a psychological term, we realize that the oils are a metaphor for the faces we put on every day to keep the waters of the outside world from reaching our inner self. In the skin, we have this desire for our skin to be dry. And therefore we use the oil, which is our fake self, to guard from the outside wetness that is the judgment of others. And so my question is, if we were beavers and we excreted this oil, why wouldn't we then use the oil in a fryer and fry up the trees and sticks we collect to make the wood taste better? Then that would really improve the quality of our lives. Yeah, we could actually live much better. I'm actually writing a book about this theory, and I hope to share it the next time I'm on your podcast. It's called Beavers and Meaning, and I think it might just change some lives.
Right. Well, it was wonderful to have you on the show tonight, Kermit. And thank you, for squeezing us in with your busy schedule and all. And thank you for watching.
Oh, absolutely. The pleasure was all mine. And thank you for having me. It was really a blast. Really. Goodbye ho for now, everybody. Goodbye ho!
That wasn't Kermit the Frog, was it?